It's me again. Um, Today we're going to be talking about uh, we're learning the Word of God through jokes, and I've got a joke, a riddle for you. Who was the biggest lawbreaker in the Bible? Think about it for a second. Now, who broke all of the 10 Commandments at the same time? The same time. He broke all of them. Now, if you read up on the book of Exodus, you'll remember that the first guy to ever break the 10 Commandments was the guy that he didn't write them. At the time, there's just the tablets and stuff. God, the Father, but whatever. And it was Moses. Now, how did Moses get to be the guy that broke all the 10 Commandments at the same time? Okay, so who was Moses? So, you may remember that the Israelites had gone into Egypt, Jacob for reasons and stuff, and they ended up kind of in bondage, like to the Egyptians. And the Egyptians were the most powerful empire in the world at the time, and they were living in the land of Goshen, and they were put to work by the Egyptians, and like it really wasn't fair. And one time the Pharaoh, he was like, there's getting to be too many of these Hebrews. Let's kill all their babies. Like, that was a thing that happened a lot. You may remember it, they tried to do it to me too. It never really works out. Like, you try to kill all the babies, that one that survives, he'll come back and get you. That happened with King Herod. We didn't really get him, but like, he got his in the end. And like, Pharaoh, it didn't really work out for him either, because the one baby that got away was the one that, got everyone away. So Pharaoh is like, hey, kill all the Israelite babies. And so Moses' mom is like, oh shit, let's put them in a basket and just like set them off and drift in the river. It'll be fine. And then like maybe a little sister comes on and just like watch just to make sure the basket and the river's okay. And it just so happens that like the Pharaoh's daughter is like hanging out by the river, and she's like, hey, it's a baby in a basket. I'm gonna take it home. Dad, can we keep him? And her dad's like, yeah, sure. She found a baby drifting in the river when I'm trying to kill a bunch of babies. Can't even tell if it's Israelite. Just, she brought home a baby. Let's keep it. And then, like a sister or something was like, oh, hey, I can help you take care of that. And I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, that'd be wonderful. And so Moses, the Israelite that Pharaoh was trying to kill, got away, and he was living in the Pharaoh's house. And so he like kind of grows up like an Egyptian and shit. And then like when he's like 40, like he's out doing his stuff, and he sees one of like the Egyptians like beating the shit out of a Hebrew, and he gets like pissed off. Like, you're not supposed to do that, so he kills him. And he thinks nobody sees it, but then he's talking to him, he's like, what are you do? You gonna kill me too, huh? And he's like, crap, people know. So he flees. He goes off and lives off in somewhere else, probably Sinai. And Mary's like Jethro's daughter, who's like a priest and stuff. And eventually he's like a shepherd, and like he's just tending his flocks and wanders off one day, and he's like looking for a goat. And instead of finding his lost goat, like a burning bush starts talking to him. He's just like, hey, it's me, God of Abraham. You need to go back to Egypt, and you need to release my people from bondage. And he's like, nah, dude, one, they're trying to kill me because I killed one of them, like I'm a wanted murderer. And two, I'm not very articulate. And he's like, oh, just have your brother go. Just you tell your brother what to say, because like like, you know how a lot of people get like really nervous and stuff when they're talking in front of groups, but like when they're talking with their brother, they can just like speak freely. And his brother is just like, yeah, put me in front of a crowd. I can talk. I didn't have that problem. I could, you know, a multitude and shit. But Moses, he was not very good at talking to crowds, so he needed his brother to go with him. And so he's like, all right, yeah, we'll go back. And he's like, hey, Pharaoh, let him go. And then like there was this whole back and forth of he was like, hey, let him go. And he's like, yeah, sure. Wait, never mind. And then they're like, a plague would happen. You know, the seas would turn to blood, or like frogs would come, or like locusts would go. And every time he was just like, hey, let my people go, or some shit's gonna happen. And Pharaoh would be like, no. And be like, oh, okay, you can go. And then he'd change his mind. And, you know, back and forth, you know, oh, there's some nice crops. It'd be a shame if locusts were to happen. And, you know, and then eventually the last one is the 10th one. He's like, all right, Israelites, this is going to be the big one. Everyone in the land of Goshen, you got to kill an animal and wipe the blood all over your door, because the angel of death is coming tonight. And if the angel of death doesn't see blood on your door, he won't know not to come in and kill your firstborn son. And so, you know, they all kill him, and everybody, they get their like sandals and cloaks and their staffs ready, because they're getting ready to run. And so angel of death comes over and like kills off all the Egyptian firstborn sons, and like even the Pharaoh's kid is like freaking out. He's just like, no, I am tired of this. You know, you guys have been so much trouble. Get out of here. And then the guy's advisors, well, the Israelites are like, all right, we're already packed. We're gone. And then the guy's advisor's like, dude, well, who's gonna build your buildings and stuff if all the Hebrews leave? And he's like, oh man, you're right. Let's go get them. And so they, you know, they get to the Red Sea, and they're like, we got them trapped. We're just gonna drive them into the sea. And Moses is just like, ah, and then like the sea divides, and the Israelites going, and then Pharaoh's like, hey, let's get them. And then whoosh, and then it wipes out Pharaoh's army. And they're like, oh man, that was a bad idea. And so they're in the Sinai Peninsula. Presumably, we don't really know where Mount Sinai, or you don't really, I know, because I know everything. It doesn't really matter which mountain it is. There was a mountain, and they were camped out, and they were there for like 10 months or some shit. And there was this long thing, and they were coming out, and they were like, we're in a new covenant with God. Moses keeps going up and down the mountain, and like, got all kinds of information up there. Not just the 10 Commandments, like a lot of the Mosaic Law. Like, read like the 20-something book of Exodus that I wrote. There's a lot that's in there. That was, the 10 Commandments weren't the only thing that Moses got from me, because I'm part of God. It's not my most famous work, but I was involved in some of the writing of it. It wasn't my best work. My best work comes later. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You may remember me from there, because that really was my better work. But yeah, on Mount Sinai. So Moses keeps coming in, like God was like speaking from a cloud, and and then there'd be like thunder and stuff, and the Israelites and stuff were all like down there, and like Moses keeps going. There's like all this weird stuff going on, and they're like, "What's up with Moses, man? You led us out of captivity, but like, dude, we're just camping in the desert. Like, this is not really an improvement." And they're like losing faith and stuff, and then Aaron's like, hey, just take up your gold earrings, give me all your gold earrings and stuff, melt them, and like, okay. And Moses is like still up there, and like his face like glows and stuff, because like he actually like saw God kind of, and he's like radioactive, man. And so the Israelites did some feat, and then they're like, hey, let's melt all these gold earrings and make a giant cow and worship, not a calf, not even a full cow, like a baby cow. Let's worship a baby cow. And that'll really improve our predicament, because this guy, he can do magic. He like killed all the firstborn sons of the Egyptians and got us out of there. Made the sea divide, and he's been up there for like a week, man. I don't trust him anymore. These people lose faith really quick, you know. And then Moses comes down. He's like, I finally got it all. Like, I got the word of God. That's and he's even there. They're worshiping a giant golden baby cow, and he's like, "What the f, man?" And he smashes the tablets because he's pissed. And he lays it down for the Israelites, and he takes the cow that they made, and he burns it, and like takes the ashes and puts it in water, and he makes them drink it all. He's like, you remember this, you're not going to do some shit like that again. They did do stuff like that again. They kept doing stuff like that again a lot. They lost faith way too many times. But like, yeah, that's how Moses broke all the 10 Commandments at the same time. And he went off and do a lot of other stuff. There were some wars and things that, you know, like, you know, it was a different time because they were headed to Canaan, which they'd like come from there, and then they were in Egypt for a while, and then like there's other people there now. Let's take over. But like they're supposed to go there. Moses. Okay, what happened was, like, you know, there was like they were going through and they were like hungry and they were like losing faith, and they were like, oh, there'd be manna coming, and there was like a bread that was like, it was like raining bread, and like God's always providing for us because I'll always do that for you, you know, and except on the Sabbath. The day before the Sabbath, you're supposed to gather enough for the Sabbath. And if you lose faith, it's going to be bad. And one time they were thirsty, and I was like, Moses, command that rock to spring forth water. And Moses was just like, dude, you came to me in a burning bush, told me to do this, yeah, and it worked. And then you told me to talk to the Pharaoh, and there all these things would happen, and all that happened. And then, you know, part of the sea gave you all these commandments and stuff, and you saw God. And he's just like, no, I'm tired of this. And so instead of speaking to the rock, he hits the rock. It's because I'm a good guy. It still springs forth with water, and, you know, people don't die of dehydration. But because he didn't listen to me, he didn't get to go to the promised land. Like, this whole thing was to lead his people back to the promised land. I say I'm the Lord your God. You gotta believe it, especially after I proved it over and over and over and over again. He didn't listen to me. So he didn't get to go to the promised land because he hit a rock with a stick instead of talking to it. Like, why not even try, man? Just like, you're leading people that you've led out of bondage, gone through tons of miracles, and you're still like, no, I don't really know if I trust this God. Like, dude, what's your problem, Moses? He had kind of an anger problem if you think about it. Like when he killed that Egyptian, he was hot with wrath, and then like he smashed the tablets, and then when I was just like, hey, just tell that rock to flow with water, and then he's like, no, I'm gonna hit it with a stick. Yeah. It's like, dude, just chill out, man. Just chill out. Like, that was a lot of my message. Like, you can't water my message down to just chill out, but like, chilling out was definitely part of it. And Moses, he wasn't a chill guy. And as a result of that, he didn't get to go to the promised land. So, like, remember that, like, in your personal life. Like, just, like, there's consequences when you act out in anger. So, like, if someone does something and it gets you upset, just like, and you feel like you're mad at this person, you want to hit them or hit something with a stick or something, like just talk to me, and like I'll listen, and just tell you, just separate yourself from that. Count to 10. Name off whatever commandments you can, and just be like, Jesus, take the wheel. Don't do this if you're driving. A lot of people like to joke about me taking the wheel when you're driving. That's not what I meant by that. And so don't do this when you're driving. But like, if you're angry at somebody, don't hit a rock and expect it to spring forth with water. Just relax. Just say a quick prayer to me. Just anything. And I'm there and I'm listening. And like, I want you to have good relations with everyone. I don't want you to act out on anger. Because like when you do, you can end up like Moses. Like it's like your whole life's ambition, and you're just cut short of it. Like you almost made it, and I want you to make it, man. Like I'm not no prosperity doctrine guy, but like I do want you to be happy, and like this whole relationship with me, like it will make you happy. Just like ask anyone that believes in me if their relationship with me makes them happy, and they'll tell you, yeah, it does. So like, yeah, that's the end of my parable or joke or meme of the night. Of Moses was the first guy that broke all 10 commandments at the same time, so he was the biggest lawbreaker. And he also had an anger problem, and it cost him in the end. So if you have an anger problem, try to find ways to work that out, because I don't want you to be angry. Like anger's bad. It's like it's just kind of a spiritual poison. Like if you have an anger problem, that doesn't mean you are poisoned and like there's no hope for you. It's just like that's the thing you got to work on. Like just to be a better person. Like that's what you should come to me for. If you have other problems, then come to me about those too. Like anger's not the only problem. We got a lot of problems in this world, and that's what I'm here for. I can help you through them. So, I hope you found this enlightening and uplifting and edifying. And if it hasn't, then well, just come back for more, because I got a lot more of this for you, because I love you. Now, good evening.